Okay, I'm going to go over how to rebuild a Briggs and Stratton lawnmower carburetor, primer bulb built in. This is an intake, in the tank carburetor. I removed it from the lawnmower with one bolt right here, one little bolt right here, and it just slides right out. The governor spring lever is right here, rod. The spring is attached over on this side. There's 5 screws, just Phillips screws. I've already loosened them all. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull straight out. You got your 5 screws. Catch them all. I'm just going to push them all through. This is your pickup tube. As you can see, I got some dirt on it. I'll need to clean that off. It actually pulls up from the bottom of the gas tank through here, then dumps it into this bowl up here, which is a lot closer so it doesn't have to travel so far through the main jet. And the main jet is actually located right under this filter screen. Then it goes straight up into the carburetor. So let's clean off those little screens. Blow out the little filters. Make sure they're nice and clean. And let's take this diaphragm that's attached, carefully pull it up. There's actually a spring under it right here. And if this diaphragm is stiff at all, it won't suck up the gas because it actually relies on the pulsation of the engine to actually move this and back and forth, and that's actually your fuel pump. But if it's nice and pliable, then you're okay to reuse it. I'm just going to take it off. Got my little spring right there. Take out my little spring. Just clean it up. Blow up to the main jet. And you should actually be able to watch it from inside as well. And you'll see, you'll be able to see gas squirting straight up. Blow through the various passages. It's pretty basic. There's not a lot of stuff you can disassemble or a lot of stuff you mess around with on these things. There's another. There's a little teeny hole right there inside the throttle, inside the throat of the carburetor, and then blowing through. It's blowing out the. Pretty sure it's blowing out the main jet. Let's see. Yeah, it's blowing out the main jet. I actually just have 2 little tabs on the side, so you got to push in this side. And you got to push in the other side. Not a lot to it. There's a little inlet and an outlet. And it has a little one-way valve. So it actually can't suck back in through there, so it actually pulls through the open hole. No debris on it anywhere. Take your bulb. Be careful with the bulb because actually the carburetor cleaner actually likes to eat at it a little bit. It's a little too harsh for it. You can actually see some red coming off. But it's still pretty resilient. If it's cracked at all, it's not going to work. Nice and clean. Just jam it back in. Careful not to puncture it. I like to spray off my diaphragm. If you're reusing them, just clean them off good. If you're putting a new one in, just make sure they're not dirty when you put them in. Take my spring, put my spring back, take my diaphragm, put my diaphragm back on. Take my, technically, fuel filter. And now it's just important to clean out the little bowl and stuff in the tank. And there's a couple little passages. They're big passages, but they just transfer fuel back and forth a little bit. I already emptied out the gas tank, so there's no gas in there. But just clean it out good. It's nice and clean. Take it. Let's put it back on. Make sure the diaphragm stays in the right position. Put it all screws in loosely to make sure the diaphragm doesn't slide around. Get all the screws started. Don't tighten one down until all of them are started, because you'll fold or pinch your diaphragm. And once all of them are started, you start snugging them all up. Put it back on, put some gas in it, should be ready to go. Maybe put some spray paint on it so it looks pretty again. I'll do this in reverse, how I took it off. Take the governor rod, push it through that little hole where the gas tank tilted. Swing it down. Line it up. Push it straight back. It's in position. Take our little governor spring. Hook it in another little hole. Bring it out here. Hook it in the hole out there. Take my nut, my bolt. Get started. Take my other bolt.